How's it going, guys? We are back with another video. I still haven't upgraded the chair or bought a new chair, so it still squeaks and it still hurts my back. But I have done a few things to my desk in terms of cable management and organization. So I'm here to show you guys 3 products that help me out with cable management. Yeah, mainly cable management. But I think they're really great. You have to buy them, unfortunately, but I think it's a really good trade-off with what you're getting from it, and getting rid of all the clutter. So let me show you guys what I did. This is what the bottom of the desk looks like now. I think that on my other setup video that I did, it was very messy, and everything else was just kind of all over the place. Now you do see a couple of wires here and there. This one is this wire right here is from the power the surge protector, the extension, and you see like a little white wire right there, and that is for the Apple Watch charger. I just need to have a temporary place for it as of right now, so I plugged it in the surge protector and put it on top of the desk over here. Really only these 2 wires that I could see. I mean, you could see that, but that kind of winds down, and just a little bit over there, and I do have like this little jar right here, but everything else is cleared up. The first product that I wanted to show you guys is this tray cable organizer. Basically, it is the main thing that I actually really needed to put the surge protector, the HDMI receiver or hub. Especially, I don't want it to be on the ground, so the ground is neat as it is right now. This is the first thing that I wanted to get, and basically you can mount it 2 ways. One facing you under the desk, which I have, so I can always access it. One facing the other ways if you have space on the other side, which I don't, so that's why I mounted it towards me. Now this came in a 2-pack, and it cost me 26 bucks for 2 of them. Now I only use just the one, but I haven't used the second one just because I don't really need the second one. Maybe I will in the future, but I don't really think I will. I think it's a really great product in terms of the build. It's just pure metal. All I did was actually just have 2 screws that is screwed onto the desk, but I think any desk will have that depth or that thickness, because mine is pretty thin, and I was worried that it was gonna kind of mess up like the actual desk from the top, or like from the bottom to the top, but it didn't. So now this second item is a cord sleeve, and basically it's made out of cloth. You can opt out to use I believe they have like plastic tubes, or I guess people do zip ties, which I don't like, just because it's a very easy way out of just zip tie and then you're done. But then you have to cut the zip ties when you're gonna reorganize your cables or disconnecting cables or whatnot. So I went with this. I went with the cloth sleeve for the cables, and I've only used one. This one, it came with 4, kind of just like a regular zipper jacket, and zip it up, and basically it's just a regular sleeve, and it stretches just a bit. I know that you can combine 2 at the same time if you want to. That's how it looks like, and that's how it's going to sleeve the cables with this little hole. Now I managed to fit a few cables here, and I've only put, say, like the mouse cables or the keyboard cables, which are like the main ones that's all together. The HDMI I didn't put, just right on the bottom right here. I did not put, just because it's in an awkward position. It's going down straight, and I didn't want to stretch it out and then have it going back down again. Now same goes for the other wires, which is the power cable, actually, for the actual power supply. Yeah, that one I didn't, just because it was all the way on the bottom anyways. So everything else I did put in the sleeve, so it has like a clean look, and Again, less clutter is better. This came in a 4-pack and it costs only 10 bucks. Lastly, I have this, and I think this is my favorite one just because it did the most work, I think, out of all the 3 products that I bought. Basically another sleeve, but it's made of hard, like, kind of plastic. Let's see how much I got this for actually on Amazon. It's 24 bucks, which is, I think, expensive for 6 plastic tubes that go under your desk. But again, there's always a trade-off with these products, and you know, you get, you know, aesthetic and not really aesthetic, but more organization. To me, it's aesthetic and organization because just look at that. You can barely see any wires. Just this one that kind of is bothering me, so I'll fix that maybe in a couple days. Yeah, so again, this is a plastic tube. It's a Raceway, and I'll show you guys how I mounted it to or underneath the desk. Now, I don't know if you guys can really see that just since it's so bright, but let me actually shine a flashlight here real quick. Those are the plastic tubes, right? And I have 1, and I have 2, and then I have 3, and then I have 4. 4 of those Raceways get mounted by a mounting tape, and they do come with a mounting tape actually. So it comes with this little mounting tape right here that is a pretty big roll. I've used not so much of it just because they recommend using like two long ones, one like coming from right here all the way to the other end and one more on the bottom. Now I only use one going down from end to end, but it's really up to you guys if you want to use 2. I don't really think it's necessary. As of right now, it's pretty secure and I have no problems with it. Nothing, it's not leaning down or it's not, you know, losing grip. This one actually is mounted vertically just because I have this subwoofer on the bottom and there's a few cables actually there that connects to this guy here. And then the last one is going to be here. That is for the PS4 up here. Those cables are visible, but once you get down here, they kind of just will get wired around here. Power cable to the Surge, and then HDMI to the HDMI hub. Everything else, the cable tray comes with a bunch of screws and washers that you can use to mount. I've only used 2 and they give me like 20 screws, which is pretty crazy. And lastly, the cable sleeve, you don't really need anything for that. Just having a nice clean setup and having a space that's clean is a bit better than having all these clutter. Otherwise, there have been a few changes here and there, and you know, with the setup, the placement of the tower of the PC is different now. It's right next, like right at the edge of the table, just so I can get more space on my right side, and cleared up a few stuff on the left as well. That's how the setup looks at the moment, and we'll continue to improve, making changes. And if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll put the links down below for the 3 products that I bought from Amazon. I think total is maybe like 60 bucks, really, roughly 60 bucks, which is a lot of money just for cable organization, but then always a trade-off for, you know, certain products like these guys. I personally think it's worth it. Yep, quick short video to show you guys what I've done and, you know, tips, I guess. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.